Go ahead and start streaming the screen. Realize you guys can't see anything. Okie dokie. Well, sweet guys. Hey everybody, welcome to Pro No Coders Office Hours episode 227. Let's change that real quick. Oopsie daisy. Cool. You know, it's all live. We're doing this live. Sweet. Well, I'm here with members Sebastian, Suchithra, Ben, and I believe more are going to be joining. Before we get started, if this is your first time tuning in, we do office hours 6 times per week. We invite our members onto our Zoom, and they can ask all the questions that they have about Bubble, projects, related bugs, so on and so forth. We can't promise answers, but we do promise you won't suffer alone, and we get it right most of the time. So let's go ahead and get started. Sebastian, you were here first today. I imagine we're starting out with you. What do you got for us?
I'll share my screen here.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so I'm whispering here because I'm sitting in a small apartment in Sweden, 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow!
So I have this. I'm setting up this service where I can add a company, and I can add many companies. Me as an admin, and to each company I can add team users. And the team users are actually managers that invite their team members to workshops. So each workshop is hosted by a manager in the company. Mm-hmm. And they have a bunch of non-visible objects that they control by pressing the arrows. So first I tried this with custom states, but I want their users that are sitting with different devices to see the same stage that the manager has set. So I figured I must set a team stage at the team database level so that each team is at the same stage all the time, controlled by the manager. So I want to use these buttons, the arrows, to influence to +1 or to -1 in the team database.
Yep.
And I have a few other. What can be viewed is a bit different. So I tried this. I have a few objects that is visible. If this is not correct, this is the old value. But I know how to do this, the visible thing. So I have the team database structure, I have the team, and I have the stage. But when I try to, there's something with the workflow here. When I try to update the thing, it doesn't work. I understand that I need to search for the present value and update that, but I don't get that to work.
Okay.
And I figure that maybe I need some kind of, do I need a company ID or do I need a team ID or do I need both? Because I also want to, when the team manager invites his users, I want them to log in and to be assigned to just that team in that company. And then I figure I need some kind of slug in order to do that.
Sure. So the issue right now that you're trying to basically solve is when you click that arrow button, you want it to update for the team and whatever that team is. Okay, yeah. Well, first and foremost, the page that this is displayed on, I would imagine that the data source would want to be set to team. Perfect. Okay, cool. And the next, obviously, like you had it already set, you're definitely on the right track where you click a button and then depending on which button you click, we're either adding 1 or subtracting 1. And you're saying that when you have that set up, though, it's not working.
We can.
I'd like to see, what you have set up currently.
So this is the design, and this is the workflow. When the button is clicked, I want to make change to a thing, and
Current pages team, I would suppose, right? Because the data source is set to this page, so we could just do current pages team.
Okay.
Or the current data source is set to this team.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, just go ahead and delete that. Perfect. Yep. Oh, we're going to be changing the stage, right?
Does this work if I have a user in different? So the manager controls from his controls. He controls what each team member sees.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. What happens when we click here to change the thing? It's telling us that we're trying to change an object of a thing, but not the thing itself. So that yellow box on the left that says click here to change the thing. Okay, cool. Now we're going to just change the field. And so it's going to be set, and this is dependent on how many stages there are, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another record set up by any chance that goes into detail about, I guess the way that it would be set up is you have the actual presentation and then the count of slides. Perhaps each slide is a record or something of the sort. Do you have anything in your database that says that? Because
I think this is supposed to be the where you are in the presentation, and this is
okay.
the actual presentation.
Oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, let's go back to that workflow there. And so click where it says stage equals. Yep. This team stage. So click on this team all the way at the top. Stage, and then we'd probably be doing +1 if we want to go right, or show the next stage. That would be rather. Perfect. And then the next workflow, when plus stage or minus stage is clicked, it would be set up similar, except it would be -1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm confident that this should work.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I need to update the conditionals here. When workshop when do I show this?
When current pages team stage equals 1.
Stage equals
or is 1.
Oh. Oh. Perfect. When current.
Yep, current page team. And what you can also do is on build 1, you can go ahead and copy that conditional and just paste the conditional as well,
Okay.
just so it helps out in the future. Because we're trying to modify, we need to specify current pages team stage.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And so real quick, both of those, it looks like both of those are set on hidden. Okay. Okay, and so you're clicking right now. Go ahead and do a step-by-step.
Okay.
And then also Oh, are you logged in and do you have a record currently where there is a team?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Um,
Okay, cool. And so what we're going to want to do is probably add a user to the manager part and then run the account as that manager. So the manager, as you want it in your app, has those permissions. And so it also does recognize that the current user and like this is the current user's team's page, if that makes sense, because we're loading in the team data. But go back to your second tab there and let's continue on with that step by step real quick. So let's run next. And then it's going to change the team and the stage is 43 currently. So one of the reasons why we're probably not saying anything is because it's neither one or two. So in your record right now for your team inside stage, let's go ahead and reset that to 0. And then so go to your first tab, go to your records for this team.
Yeah.
And then we want to find the stage. So whichever one we're currently on, it looks like we're going to be on the first one that was modified most recently. Oh, you were in the right place. No, you were in the right place. Yeah. So the first record, the one that said modified at 616. Yeah.
I set this to 1, or
yeah, set that to 1, and I thought it was that record. Go to the other record as well and see if you can modify that too. Oh, both are set as. Okay, no worries. We'll figure this out. And before we do anything else, go to that second tab.
here.
The second Team Talks tab, the one that does the preview mode. And then hover over 43. What's 43 telling us right now? And click that, sorry. This team stage +1. And this team, if we click on this team, which team is this? So I think, yep, this is it looks like a false record. So one of the things that we may want to do is run this as an actual user.
So if I go to the database, if I just choose a user, will that work?
I mean, it should, but also has that user been added to the team? Because that's probably going to be the most important part. Okay. Yeah, we're going to want to add that user to the team. So then when we load that data, because it's pulling the team's data from the current user, it knows which team data to pull in. And that's going to be where you would start. But yeah, that's how you would do it.
And how do I do that?
Oh, sure. So let's see. We have your user currently here. Let's go back to your teams. So right above all users where it says all teams. And then let's click on one of the teams. Doesn't really matter. And then so in managers, yeah, we're just going to type in an email address, whichever account that we currently have. Perfect. Yep. Go ahead and click save. Then go back to your user. Go ahead and run it as that user. And so we started at 0 and hopefully this goes to 1. Yep, stage 1. Let's go ahead and just click run. A bit interesting. Do it again for me. Oh, not the step-by-step. I apologize. Just the regular click. Not that would change anything. I just want to see exactly why that's happening. Okay. Interesting. So the next thing, let's go back to data really quickly. And then in data, let's go back to that team that we've added our user to. So it says stage 2. Okay. Now, the way that I'm thinking, the reason it's not working, the way that we want it to at least, is because, of course, the way that Bubble works is all of this data sort of handshakes with each other and has to communicate. And so we want to make sure that the page source is set to this team, and which we know it is. But somewhere something is not communicating the way it needs to be. Type of contents team. Yep. It's not going to matter too much. Yeah, the current stage is 1. And go back to appearance real quick on that tab.
Appearance, like
On the properties tab, where you are setting the conditional.
okay,
Just want to look at this really quick. No, the element isn't available on page load. And then with our conditional, we've set where that arrow moves the stage. Very interesting why that is not doing what we want it to do. Okay. Last thing that I'm going to recommend before we take a pause on your question and move on to someone else, and we'll of course revisit this for you when I get it for you. But go ahead and go back to your tab. And then scroll down. Is that element pushed down anywhere? No, it's not. Okay. Last thing, go to step by step. And then click on the left arrow. And run next. So we're making a change as a team. And now it's -1. Okay. Let's plus that right arrow twice. Okay. Let's do step by step. Press it right one more time. And this will be setting it to 2, I believe, right? So stage is 1. Okay. Click on current pages team. The current pages team is empty. Okay. One of the ways that I would troubleshoot this myself is I have a button set on a different side, on a different page. And when that button's clicked, what I would end up doing is I would, because it's going to ask you what data you want to pass in. So you would just say current users team. And at that point, we should be good to go, because then the page is going to know, hey, we're looking for that current user's team, and it should pass in that team information. So that is how I would start it. And the way that I think, I mean, it would make sense if you directed users to get to this page via button click, right? So every time that button's clicked, you'll just pass in that user's team information, and then we should be good to go. But if you want to try that out, let me know. I'm going to move on. Perfect. I'm going to move on to Suchitra. I know she had a question for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me know how that goes, though, because I think that's going to be where we're sort of getting that hold up.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll try.
Suchitra?
Yeah, I'm sharing my
Yeah,
screen.
hold on a moment. Let Harsha ask first. We'll have to get that clarified first. Sorry for that.
Oh,
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Harsha,
All right.
Yeah,
can you ask about test result API?
yeah. Yeah, you can see my screen right now.
I can see it. Yep.
So the question is in the API call. Okay, the method is post. You can see here, and the data type is JSON, and this is URL. And I'm passing headers content type and accept encoding.
Okay.
And body type is JSON, and I'm passing some body here. Okay. When I try to initialize, I will get the error as like something which is status 4.
Yeah, you'll get a big error. Yep. Okay. Definitely see that.
But same thing if I try it in my like Postman, okay, here with same values whatever I just mentioned there in the bubble. So I will get response here as a success. Do not vacancy created. But when I tried same thing in the bubble, I'm just getting some error.
Gotcha. Go to your Postman real quick for me and take. Let me see what your headers look like.
Sorry.
Can you go back to Postman and show me what your headers look like? I saw there were 9 headers. Or just headers 9. Oh, that's a weird notification. Oh, 8 of them are hidden. Do you want to click on the 8 hidden? Okay. Scroll up just a little bit for me. Okay. So off the bat, I see that the content type application/JSON. In Bubble, it is slightly different. It looks like you have a character like uset or something at the end of that. Go back to Bubble for me. And let's just make the content type application/JSON. Yep. And that's the way we're going to want to have it set up. Let's see if that works now. No. Interesting. We got a status 405. And if you scroll down this, is there an actual error response message at the bottom of this giant block of text or no? Sure does not look like it. Okay. So we are using, it looks like we're connecting to Google Drive. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I will say, at least starting off with the JSON or the application JSON, that is appropriate. That's the way that you're going to want to have it set up. And that should actually extend to all character types. I personally believe so. Go ahead and click on got it. Let's click that blue button, get it out of here real quick. Perfect. Okay, and that's the body that we're sending. Let's look at that body. Is there a syntax error by any chance somewhere? Aspirations. Quotation. Okay, I'm just taking a look at this real quick. All right, do me a favor, go back to your Postman. Let's take a look at that. And that's the way that we're sending it in the body. And text 2. Okay, scroll up just a little bit, right above text 2. And what I'm seeing here versus on Bubble, you have something by the name of aspirations period. And then it looks like you have an additional text there. Not certain if that period should be in that, that key. Go ahead and go back to Bubble. And I pray that this is the solution, but go back to your Bubble API. Let's go ahead and so where it says, oh, okay. Maybe I just misread that. I'm sorry. I thought your key was aspirations. It looks like it's a part of text 1. Okay. Now, let's get rid entirely of text 2. I know that this isn't obviously what we want, but I want to test it. Let's get rid of text 2. Let's copy that and make sure that we can keep it on our clipboard.
So you want to copy the text, whatever we have in the Postman and give it here?
Just do it on Bubble for me real quick. So just make sure that you copy text 2 because we're going to delete it and it'll just be easy to paste it right back in. But even the value of text 2 or the key, I'm sorry. Yeah, get rid of that whole thing and then delete the comma after aspirations. And now we'll try it again because I wonder if maybe the text is throwing it for a loop. And it's not. Okay, go ahead and add that back there. And so this is a Google API. And the way that this is, we should have like an authorization key or like a token or something of the sort in your headers. Would I be right in assuming that somewhere in our shared headers, perhaps we have that, or no, it's all self-handled? Okay. So it's a script.google macros, it's a Google Sheet. By any chance in your application, are there any instances where the user has to sign in? Or is this just you're pulling data from a particular URL with a spreadsheet ID, or how does that work?
No, we're just sending some data from Bubble to the Google script, like to the Excel, sorry, CSV. So there is no need to sign in.
So basically, yeah, this is some test they're taking after logging in. And that data, we have to send it to Google Sheets for reviewer to review. And it can be in any language.
Okay, yep. Gotcha. GSIP, deflate, and BR. Those are the accepted encodings. Body type is JSON. Pretty interesting. I enjoy API questions, but Google has been known to be fun to work with. Scroll down a little bit more for me. We've been looking at the same stuff, so it's not anything new, but just scroll down and let me take a look at that. This is the way it should be set up for sure. And what's interesting is through Postman, it's working.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta love bubble, huh? Okay, click on Postman. We're just, at this point, I'm sure you guys have already compared all of the data, but I want to be able to take a look and compare that data too. Now, one of the things that I do see actually right now is that it's your body is set to raw and our body in bubble is set to JSON. Is there a chance that this is why? Have you guys messed with the way that the data is actually accepted versus like JSON versus raw in bubble? Because that's the next step that I'd recommend.
No, I just reduce the like what I can the text in the text one and text two so that we can get easily what actually happening in the bubble. So we can give same thing, but also we'll get same error.
Okay. Do me a favor here. Let's go back into bubble. So this works. We know this works, and we're looking at the parameter. It's set as raw. So go back to your bubble API connector. And your body type is set as JSON right now. Let's set it as raw. And then dynamic. These are going to be dynamic values, correct?
Yeah, present I'm passing everything the values here only, but I want to be dynamic.
Okay, so before we add any of those dynamic values, let's just see if this works. Let's initialize the call and see if we get anything. Okay. So we're copying Postman almost exactly
Yes.
with the body being raw. Okay. I'm going to open up one of my apps that I've built with the raw syntax as well, just to see if there's any differences there. Give me 1 second as I do that. And then while I'm doing this, if you don't mind switching that body back from raw to JSON. And then up top where it says, how do we want this data formatted? Scroll up just a little bit. Data type. Let's try raw there. Oh, there's no raw, there is text. That's what I mean. Doubtful, but fingers crossed.
Should I select text?
Yeah, set a text and see if that does anything. At this point, we're just seeing what works and what doesn't really. Okay, I'm opening up my app. Give me 1 sec. I was setting it. So yeah, the raw versus what I have in mind is virtually identical, truly. So we have the content type is always typically the most important part, accepts the encoding. Last time I asked, let's go back to Postman. And let's see those headers again. We have user agent connection. Okay. Huh. Dang, we don't like this. And then click on authorization. Is there anything there? No, this is just purely through the headers. And that post URL should be the same, right? There's no difference there.
Yeah, it's same.
Mm-hmm.
Harsha, just to be sure, just copy paste.
So we have data in all of the parameters. Ooh, well, no, I mean, we do, but. And header 1 and header 2 are supposed to be spelled like that. There's nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I've ran into this issue before, and honestly, typically it was solved with the accept application/JSON. Jeez Louise. Let's, instead of doing content type, can we just write accept instead of content type? Just accept and then application/JSON.
Harsha,
Yes,
So
sir.
in header key
Yeah.
content type.
instead of content type,
Uh-huh.
make it as accept. No. The first one itself. Yeah.
Yep, just type it up there instead of content type. We'll just make it accept.
Here.
No.
In the key. in the
Content
key.
type.
Yeah, but delete it all and just write accept. Yep, perfect.
Yeah. Now try.
We're still getting the same thing. Darn. Okay. Yeah, switch it back. And is this so I can do a little bit of digging on my own. This is script.google. What are the dev docs? Are there any documents that you guys followed to set this up?
No, I mean, we have a team member who works on Google Script. So he wrote the script for us.
Gotcha. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm taking a look at enable script authorization process. I mean, the weirdest part about this all is obviously the fact that it works through Postman and not Bubble.
Yeah.
Which is super frustrating, which means that there's something that, and it's a very small thing for sure that Bubble doesn't like.
Yeah. Even I feel the same thing.
Yeah. Because most of my work is in APIs. And Google has just notoriously time and time again been the one thing that drives everybody insane. What I would recommend, because even though we could probably spend hours on this alone just trying to get it to work, but there is the path fix. Are you guys familiar with path fix by any chance?
Which one?
Path fix.
Yeah.
So path fixes, I mean, they're really good when it comes to making sure that their things are taken care of. Fixing, of course, API related issues is their job. I've used them once, a long time. It was like about a year and a half ago or so. So I haven't used them since. But what I do recall is that they, of course, were kick ass. The very last thing that I'm going to recommend before we're going to take a little bit of a break here is removing the accept encoding. Now, it might seem counterintuitive because we want this script to know what information we're passing. But if we just isolate it to content type application/JSON, I have faith. So let's try that out. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, probably move on to the next question and come back to help you guys a little bit later.
Sure.
So you just get rid of the accept encoding. I don't know if your screen's frozen or not. Can't see anything.
Harsha,
Yeah.
remove the second header.
Yep. Okay. And then if content type doesn't work, we'll just do accept. And then if that doesn't work, yeah, like I said, I'm going to come back to you guys later. But that should be fine. Let's go ahead and see if that we can push it through without that.
And now try sending it. No. Okay. Change that content type to accept. Yep.
Yeah, just like that, and we'll send it through again and see. Gosh darn. Okay. Yeah, give me a little time to look at that. It's the Google script, so I'll see what documentation they have, if any. But you can go ahead and add those headers back. I mean, obviously, just like Postman, we know that they work in Postman. So just wanted to do like a process of elimination to see if there's anything that we could actually achieve. But let me hop back to Sebastian real quick, and then I'll come get you guys next. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Sebastian, did you get that thing to work?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Once I used the slug, the URL to point to which team I was currently in, and then
Good, okay,
the elements showed in the right way. So now I'm working with how to update the URL depending on what team I am. I'm thinking about that a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're trying to append a slug to the URL, depending on which team you are.
Yeah.
I saw this awesome bubble support document.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Was it turning users into slugs? I believe it was, which sounds weird in regular English. But let's see. That's the plugin. No, I want to actually find the form that I was on. It was so nice.
Cool.
So definitely, let's see. So the destination is, of course, it's going to be whichever page we want. I know that one of the hacks to do this is instead of doing searches or rather navigation changes versus like, you know how there's the navigation like go to page and then there's the navigation open external link.
Yeah.
Well, I know that one of the ways to solve this is instead of having it go to page, you would say go to external link and you would use this URL and then you would append the slug. I know that that's at least the initial step towards that direction. Let's see. Do you want to show me what you have currently?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Let's see.
So build is image in Swedish for everyone who's not fluent in Swedish yet.
No worries.
I have two teams, AdSecure 1, and they are currently at stage 3, and I can go back and forth here between different stages. Now,
Oh, perfect. Okay.
AdSecure 1 is at stage 4, and I can move over to the second team, and they are here in the beginning.
Oh, amazing.
Now they are at stage 2, and I can go to the first team again, and they should be at stage 4. Yeah. So this seems to work fine, and I'm gonna change this slider towards images instead, and I'm gonna have a background. So the background will be the same for each company, but the text will be different.
Gotcha.
Will be up.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I wasn't able to find that forum thread. I have no idea where it is, but I do recall that you would use the external link. So if we were going to be clicking on a button and going to a particular page, this is if we're going to be sending users somewhere. We would set that external link to be this website /workshop / current users teams slug. So you would set a slug for the team, which is obviously what you've done here. And then that would be the way that we would do it, just to keep those URLs nice and clean instead of the weird hashes that are added. But yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. And so it just depends on.
I found something. I don't know if it's here, but it was a video talking about company ID, and I think they used the company ID the same way as a connector somehow. I don't know if it was this one. Yeah, I think it was something here, how to create clean URLs for.
Yeah, and if you watch that video, it's probably going to be super similar to what I said with the using external link.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. Seems like you've got that narrowed down.
Cool.
Rock on. Okay, cool. Let me know if you have anything else. I'm going to go back to figuring this API thing out, and then I'll spend some time doing that and hop back on with you.
Yeah, cool.
All right. So we're looking at not Google Sheets, but rather Google Scripts. Google Scripts is going to be communicating with Google Sheets. Let's see. You guys want to stream your API connector again real quick? So, Suchitra, do you guys have the opportunity or the option to rename the app script function? Because I'm thinking that the way Google handles the get calls is as all of the same. Whereas if we rename the app script function to do get, perhaps, I'm seeing something from a support thread from a while ago where somebody had ran into something a while ago. This is a pretty long time ago, but the way that they said that they solved it is by renaming the app script function to do get, because the way that the app script interprets all of bubble calls as get is conflicting with the way that the script needs to run.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, I'm fingers crossed, because if somebody else said that it worked, well, I want to believe that it works.
You you want us to change the script?
Yeah.
Let's try that. No worries.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do there.
Okay, you can let me know like what do you want to change, and we'll do that change. This is voice automatic email scripts. Emails. Maybe it's here. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Harsha?
Yeah, Ritesh.
Do you know if he has kept it in this file or some other file?
I think
What's the link? Can you share me that link?
URL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Okay, I don't need this. I need this. Maybe here. Let's see.
So it currently is set as do get. It looked like.
Convert to CSV file. Code. Tree, save values to PDF.
This is
maybe it's not in this account. Okay, sorry. Maybe the script is not over here. You can try other things while I contact the developer and see if we can change that.
okay. Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that fixes it. All right, Sebastian, you want to go back and start streaming and seeing what else we can help you with?
Fantastic. I'd love to. So I just I have this this manager page where a team manager can prepare and he can invite users. And if he clicks invite, he's invited to the current page team's name, and he invites the user to the workshop page of the current page team's log. And I just tried this when you were away, and it actually works fine.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's good. So the user comes to, I mean, if I'm the manager here at iSecure One, I invite the user. Then as a user, I just got the email over here. Looks fine. And then as a user, I come into this page.
Cool.
But,
okay.
Yeah, and I'm at the present stage, so that works fine. But I would like, I mean, if we look at this admin page, you can have a look. So this is my page. When I add a company, I want to add a company name, a logo, a background, a PowerPoint background, and I create a company. And then I can add team managers.
Gotcha. Yep.
And I don't, I'm not sure yet. And then I want to be able to filter and to choose a company and see all the current users in that company, or even to be able to choose to filter all the team managers and see those. So if you could help me a little bit with what you see is lacking here, I would be really happy.
Yeah, sure. So I think the way that you have your data set up currently, you're capturing everything that you want to, right? So like you had said, the company name, the logo, the background, you're going to be able to add your managers. It looks like you have the ability to add your managers to a particular company. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, this is, we can try, I mean, I haven't connected these ones yet, but this works. Okay, what happened now? Run. Yeah, so I have a few companies, but I haven't set up this logic yet.
Okay. So it looks like it is pretty straightforward, where when we do click the invite button, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making changes to that company, rather, where we're going to be adding what we just created, what we just invited. So the user's first name, last name, and their email.
Yeah, so that's it too.
There's several steps, at least initially, what I'm thinking, where we would create the user themselves. Now, I've ran into another problem with a different application where the user, or I should say, the client did something where it was very user-centric, where when they tried to create a fake account for a user, they ran into problems because, when there's a user account and then someone tries to log in, it says, hey, this email is already accepted. So what I would do is I would create a secondary user record, sort of like a fake user record, maybe called pending users, where this information is added. And then when the user actually is able to accept the invite with the email that we are sent out, and then they successfully create an account, it takes that that fake account. And the reason I should say that we're adding a fake account is so we can add them to the current user list that we're adding here. because you can't add a user to an object if that user doesn't exist. And then we're also running into the issue where we can't sign in a user if their account already exists. I mean, we could reset their password and so on, right? We could reset their credentials and it would make it easier. But to make it a smooth process from a user standpoint, I would create it to where when you click that button, it creates a pending user record. And then what that group down there where the current users is looking, we would add another filter where we're looking at both pending and current users. And so when we add a pending user, this user under team, we'd also add a new record under team called pending, and then we would add the user into that record as well. That is my first thought about how we'd go about this, just to make sure that, we're able to differentiate and separate current versus pending, because then the teams could just get really bogged down if I had to guess.
Okay. And where would you put that list of fake users in the database?
Yeah, so in the database, I would add a new record called pending users.
Like here.
Yeah, new type. That's correct. And so their name, their first name, last name, and their email. And then under your team, I would then also add a new record called pending users, and that would be a list of pending users. Nope.
No.
We're gonna want to redo that. We're gonna want pending users, and that's gonna be. I mean, we could keep it as a text in theory, but we could also. One of the ways that we could do it is have it as a list of pending users.
Users.
No, just type in P under field type. See if that pulls up anywhere. Or does it want to? There it is. Okay, cool.
And this is checked.
Yep, perfect.
Multiple entries or not?
Yeah, it's going to be multiple entries.
Okay.
It's going to be just like the way that we have the current managers and employees set up. And so
list of users, list of pending users. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yep, correct. And so yeah, so now back on your design, the way that the logic is going to look is basically is this user pending and is this user not pending? Now, what we have introduced though is another step for you to make when the user signs in or when the user logs in. So the way that your email works is we send them an invite. We say, hey, join this team. And then when they click it, they join the team and they're directed to that team page. What I would do is I would direct them to the team page, but I would have a modal window pop open that you can't click out of that basically requires the user to sign up to be able to add themselves to that team. And so when they then sign up and add themselves to that team, they're going to be using the parent group's information, this case, the page, the team page, and they're going to be able to add themselves to that list through the logic, of course, you'll set up on the back end, but they'll automatically be added once they click on that link and then sign up. Does that make sense? So that's the way that I would approach it. And then from that point, we're back to where we started, where now we want to filter and we want to search for these users. And so you're saying that you currently don't have that logic set up?
No. Not yet.
Yep.
I would just start when this button is clicked.
So let's do something actually real quick before we do anything else. Go into your team data and just add a couple users so we can actually populate that list.
That's better. Team data.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to double check on our friends here with the API issue. Did your developer respond, guys? Oh yeah, you gotta click the add button. Sorry. It disappears. Oh, and the reason we can't add any pending users, and I apologize, is because it's a list of pending users. So we actually need to create a pending user to be able to add to a pending user. However, you should be able to add an employee because it's just a list of users, right?
I'm putting something here.
It's just going to be looking for a user record. So we want to make sure that we're adding an employee that is a user, in this case, an active
Okay,
user.
okay, sorry, that's why.
Yep.
Um,
And so,
that many users, I guess.
oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Inside your
Or not.
repeating group, though, we're going to be searching for what kind of parameters do we want to be searching for in that repeating group? Because we want to filter them by employees and by managers, right?
This is
What's it saying? A type of thing?
what?
Well, you got an error right there when we said it, and it said the issue with creating an issue type of thing with team, the slug. Oh, the slug already exists. So this would be team 3, I suppose, right? Because right now we're creating a team.
Yeah, we don't need, we're creating a team, yeah. That's right. And it has to be. Okay.
So we have 3 teams.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go and look at the second repeating group at the bottom, because this is going to be the one with at least active users, right? So type of content, yeah, it's going to be the team, and we're going to be, the data source is going to be the team users. We got to, yeah, that should be perfect. If this is, of course, the current pages team. And then employees.
Is it, I mean, I'm the admin, so.
This is for anybody. Okay. Yep. So in this case, we're going to do a search for, and it is going to be users. Where the team, I believe like each item's team, it should be. No, we haven't added the user to a team in this case. Okay, no worries. We'll just do a search for, so instead of searching for users, we'll just do a search for do a search for team.
So that happens because I have not added any users to any team.
Yep. And the constraint is going to be the company or the team name equals the dropdowns value.
Yeah.
I believe you would call it name, right?
And
so whatever we called that dropdown And it looks like you have two, so I think it might be the last one that we added.
Drop down current company. Yeah. I'm getting tired. Where
No worries. Down just a little bit. Down just a little bit. Current company right there.
Yeah.
And value. Perfect. Yep. So now we're going to be able to select that dropdown.
Yeah.
And it's going to then hopefully, and then lastly, we need to put text in that dropdown.
Yeah.
Or not in the dropdown, rather in the repeating group. I'm sorry. You need to put text in the repeating group. And then we would say current cells user's first name, I believe.
Current cells.
Let's do that. Click on that. See if this loads it. That's going to load the name of the current sales team. So employees, item number, then current sales index. And it's saying that's wrong because we need a name, current sales. So I'm sorry, let's go a bit, we need to delete the item number and current cell and then go to employees, each item's name, I believe.
Is
item number.
Each item's name.
Yeah, but this is just going to pull in a list though. And we want to separate that list. So then we have to do item number. No, no, click on more to the underneath it. You're going to overwrite it. Yep.
Each item's name.
Item number. Then current sales index. And then this should be good to go. Let's see if this loads it. Not gonna lie, it's a little weird doing it like this. I mean, this works with the data structure that we have. The way that I would do it, probably a little differently, is I would have my users have records underneath that associate them with their team. So when a user's created, then their teams are then added to their record.
So the team is added under the user.
That is if each user is going to only have one team.
Yeah, and I think that's correct.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and preview this real quick and just see if that actually works it. Oh, and then you just have to make sure that your drop-down selection actually has the team names in there. But as you do that, I'm going to check back in with our API friends.
Sure,
Guys, have you found anything else from your developer? Anything else that might help us out?
No.
Oh, darn.
Not yet.
So I do want to say with confidence that if we can get it working in Postman, we can get it working in Bubble, of course. So I'll leave you with this. There's two options. Of course, continue to experiment with our developer or sort of navigate towards a path fix option, which is another no-code tool that sort of helps fix, well, these exact issues. I have a lot of faith, though, that we're basically going to solve it with that do get or get to do get rather, changing the way that the code's written so that the API connector, both Bubble and Google, can handshake and communicate the way that they handshake.
You mean to say wherever we have used get, we should use do get?
Yeah, so if you're using get currently, use do get.
But I just spoke to the developer and he says there is no option of do get. It's post, get, delete.
Are you saying in the actual like API itself?
Yeah.
Let's see, because from what I had seen, It wasn't necessarily within the API connector itself. It was in the script where they changed from get to do get. Because they renamed the app script function to do get.
Okay.
And that's what information I can deliver at least.
But I mean,
But if that's not the solution, then
I mean, the point being, it's working in Postman.
Yeah, absolutely. How frustrating. I agree with you there, and I wanted to get it working in Bubble. Absolutely. Let me see. So it may be working in Postman, but we also have to remember Bubble is going to handle these API requests a little bit differently.
Okay.
The way that Bubble manages the call is going to be different than the way that Postman manages the call, which is incidentally the reason that Pathfix is such a prominent no-code tool people use in tandem with Bubble. It's because Bubble handles certain things in a little different of a way.
Yeah, but Pathfix again has some cost, right?
I do believe so. How many people do you plan on having use this application?
Not many. I mean, it's a marketplace, so eventually a lot of people will start using it.
Okay, yeah, because Pathfix allows you to do 500 calls a month. But if you're going to be doing more than that, obviously, you don't want to pay anything, and I can totally reason with that.
500 calls a month.
Yeah, so if you have like 4 users, sure, but if you have the marketplace, it's going to be a little gross. Yeah.
500 calls a month should be good enough for now.
Yeah, I definitely don't like recommending that, and the reason being is because I want to keep it native to Bubble. That makes sense, right? We want to keep it on Bubble.
Right.
Let's see. I'm trying to.
Okay, I'm asking my developer to join the call.
Okay. Yep. And then hopping right back over to you, Sebastian. Is that not working?
Sorry?
Oh, as we wait for your developer to join, I just wanted to ask Sebastian how his thing is going.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm thinking a little bit, I'm filtering company or I'm filtering team. And it's a bit,
so you can change the data source of your repeating group.
I'm just figuring out what do I actually have. I have company and I have team.
But you can use your repeating group, the data source on it. You can filter it for both of those conditions. You can filter it for both of the items, and then use the ignore empty constraints, and then that'll parse through, well, the users, the teams, and so on and so forth, and find what we're looking for there. Just so you're aware, that's going to be an easier way to merge those two search fields is when you do a filter, and then you say you're filtering for both the team and the company. But you're going to ignore the empty constraints.
Okay. Because now I search for companies with this one, and I search for teams with this one.
Cool.
Current caption options, current options, company name. Caption options, what should that be? Just nothing.
The search for team names, I suppose, right? Or you don't.
Current options name. Could that be correct, perhaps?
You're gonna I mean, you're gonna know your app a little bit better than me, but the name would refer to the team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And if I preview, I have the companies and I have the team name. Oh, now it works. And if I choose Add Secure, it should show the Add Secure users. If I should, and this, so there's something.
Something going on with the way that we're looking at that data for sure.
Let's see. Search for teams.
And let's do search for teams. And then that is probably one of the reasons why. Let's remove that trash can, or let's delete this. And do search for teams filtered.
Filtered by.
No,
Name.
it's actually going to be, you know, where it says repeating group and we're actually adding the data source. It's just going to be added to after that data source, search for teams, filtered. Where it says more.
Okay. Here. No,
No.
Okay, sorry. Oh.
Yeah, then filtered. Where the team, the company name equals drop down company name and the team equals drop down team value, and then ignore empty constraints, and then that should work.
Sorry, it's moving too fast. You see my screen now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So once again, what did you say? Search
Yes,
for teams filter.
Where company equals, or whatever you call it, I suppose in this case, not super certain.
But team name equals and what did you say? It's a team.
It would be yeah, we have to select that drop
This
down.
one, filter, yeah. What did we call this one? I call it drop down current manager. Okay. Filtered. Current manager. Okay. Value. Should it be value?
No. Current drop down manager is value, and then we can. What is that value? Is it a name?
Yeah.
Okay. Because what we're doing is we're looking at a drop down and we're taking objects from it, but we can specify what object value we want to look for, and that would be the name.
Yeah. The problem is that when I go to team, I don't have a company added to the team here, so I should probably add that, right?
Yes.
A list of. Is this correct?
Yeah. So you could do it as a field type company or a field type text.
Like a company like this.
Yep. Perfect.
And then I could, when I filter this, now I filter with this one, but I also want to make this into play, right? So how do I do the next? How do I do the or?
So you just add a new constraint,
Okay.
and then you just change it to your drop down's value. All right, and Guru has joined us. This is the developer, correct?
You want to switch over?
Yeah, let me go ahead and help them out. You'll get this. And yeah, that's it. Go ahead and ignore empty constraints, then you're good. All right. Sweet. So the issue that we're running into is the way that Bubble handles this API call. So from what I've read, is others have, of course, ran into this issue as well. Seems to be a known way that Bubble handles the API call. I guess the way that it handles gets in particular. So some of the individuals had said that renaming their function from get to do get seemed to have solved the issue. Not certain if that's how it is set currently or otherwise.
We'll check that. Guru,
Yes, is it?
can you share your screen and show the script?
Yeah. Yesterday I made some changes. Just I am returning the status. I'm not doing anything else.
Okay.
It is also not handling the success handle in the post method.
Okay.
It's
But
showing
you are doing do post or do get?
do post.
Suppose. I wonder, and I'll be completely honest, super transparent, not super knowledgeable about the coding side of things, especially when it comes to scripting. Would this by any chance conflict with the Git that we're using?
Guru.
Hmm?
So here we put do post and there we do a get, is it?
No, we are doing post method only.
On Bubble also?
Oh yeah, in the bubble side also we are doing the same.
Do we currently have it set to Git though? I thought I had seen that. Not sure if it's Git or post.
Yeah, Harsha,
Yeah, it is.
is it get or post on Bubble?
It's a post now.
You change it to post now?
Yes, before it's post.
Okay. Okay.
So it works in Postman with this. Is there anything that we could do to change it to where it would work in Bubble? We have it set up where it's a JSON body. We have the header set up the way that they need to be set up too. We've tried alternating the accept types. See, I'm not certain if the script is needing to be changed. What could possibly be the issue? So, The next thing that I could possibly recommend is setting the content type to application form URL encoded. Doubtful that this is what's going to be needed, but basically just alternating, because I know a lot of the errors that Bubble throws are because of the application accept type.
Guru, can you check that? What needs to be done?
In
There is
the,
some chat. There is some message sent in chat,
okay.
the Zoom chat.
Yeah. It needs to be done in the bubble side, right?
Yeah, that would be on the bubble side. That's correct.
Harsha?
Yeah, I tried bubble, but also I'm getting same
And then
error.
what we would do is we would change the body type to include the URL parameters if we're going to be passing it through a URL, that is. And again, I'm not certain if this is going to work, but at least in terms of troubleshooting.
No. Basically, the text that we want to send from bubble is too large. So URL will not work. Like we tried that before.
You have tried that before. Okay. Shoot, yeah, it gets us in a real ugly position, doesn't it? Let's see.
Harsha, still you are getting as a 405 error, right?
Yes.
So we're doing, yeah, and just to confirm, we are doing it with a post. It is not a get.
Yeah, it's a post.
Okay. We have the keys, we have the values.
Guru, the second function that you have written is just to get the status, is it? What is it?
To get the status only created.
That's also
I mean,
not working.
That is also not working. I mean, the previously what happens is previous code before it work creating the file, everything, but it's showing a 405 error. That's why I want to check the check the only the status it is working or not properly.
Okay.
It is creating the file everything in the background, but whatever we are sending the status back, it is not correctly handling in the bubble.
Yeah, and so the way Bubble handles it is throwing it. Another suggestion, I suppose, would be to put the name value pairs in one by one and see if including one value pair lets it go through, and then adding another, and then seeing if there's any errors if we add them all, so on and so forth. Basically, just like through process of elimination, seeing if there's a particular hang up, if that makes any sense.
You mean to say the variables that we are sending from bubble, we send one by one?
Yeah, but just to test, truly, just to see if there's any reason or if there's any, particular variable that's throwing the error.
In that case, Ritesh, you clear all the variables. I'm returning only the status from this function.
Okay. Harsha? Yeah, remove all the variables and keep only status, or no need of anything, right? Just
no, just only the URL part.
Okay.
What about action?
Action, I will remove everything.
Using the body. Okay. Okay.
Give me a minute. I'm just deploying as a new.
40 versions already tried. Okay.
Yeah, can you check now?
No, again, same API connector 405 status code.
You're receiving the same error.
Guru, you stop sharing. Harsha, you share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's nothing in the thing. Guru, header and all should be there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Post.
Oh, you switched it to a URL encoded. In the event that you're going to switch it to a URL encoded to at least test the status, then we'd want to include that URL encoded syntax in the body, and we want to have it to where
So
we're
should I
passing in the
delete this?
status.
Should
And
I
that is if
delete-
we're going to be doing it with the URL form encoded. But you guys said that you weren't going to do that because it was too big, correct?
Yep. I mean, otherwise it works. We have already done it with other projects.
Okay, so yeah, it does work with the URL encoded. But the
Yep.
issue is it won't this time around. We're trying to not because the text is too big.
Yep.
Dang. I mean, it's not what we want to do, but I'm thinking that one of the ways that we yeah, it's probably not what we want to do, but I was thinking, you know, to split it up is have multiple of these post methods using the variable data, just all sending as URL form encoded. But then again,
Yeah. So
you know, I just don't. It's a workaround, but it's not the workaround. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Dang, this is a really tricky situation. It's super frustrating when we can't see inside bubble and figure out because the error code that means nothing to us. You know, doesn't really give us a lot to work with. Multi-part form data.
Hey everyone, I need to get going, but big thanks for today, Cameron. It's
Yeah,
been great
I'm
help.
super glad I got to help you out, man.
Thank you. See you later.
Take care. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Dang, I'm truly uncertain on where to go apart from changing the applications, or I should say the accepted data to any of these three that I added in the Zoom chat there. Don't have a whole lot of faith in that. Rather,
Harsha,
Yeah, it is.
change content type to application JSON like before and try it now. Yep.
I think you
And
originally
delete the second one, the accept encoding.
and you originally had application/JSON character set UTF-8. I posted that in the Zoom chat to see if you wanted to add that back.
Guru,
Yes.
how complex would it be to use the URL method to send packets like we initially discussed?
I can store it in one place, whatever the data incoming.
Right.
I should create a one separate tab in a sheet for every separate request.
Right. So we can send the source language in one go. Okay.
Mhm.
And the target language in another packet,
Mhm.
like another API call.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you can combine it together.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish that we were able to pass it all as one, definitely. Frustrating that we can't, but at least there's a semi workaround at the very least.
Yeah, we'll check that. What?
Yeah, check that. And then in the meantime, outside of office hours, I can continue to look around and see if there's anything else that I can find. I'll provide you guys whatever information I can find.
Yep, sure.
Yep. Sorry guys that we weren't able to solve it
No
the way that we
worries.
wanted to, but I appreciate you for sticking in and bearing with me and all my crazy ideas.
No worries. Anytime.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys so much. Just to sign off, guys, thank you again for joining office hours. For all of our members that are watching that didn't join, we're about to sign off and head to after office hours, where if you have sensitive information, you don't have to share it with people and we can work on it one-on-one. But until next time, you guys have a good one.
Thank you.